with the COVID stuff, it's easy as if you're living in America. It's easy to see. We think that we're going through a lot of BS, and depending on what side of the country you are. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. You're going through a lot of bull crap. Unfortunately, because of this whole ordeal with the COVID-19 response, in terms of these draconian measures and this sort of doom and gloom, all of that sort of stuff. And every now and then you get reminded that there's a lot of other countries that are out there, and one of them neighbors, America, and they handling a lot of bull crap too, right? Justin Trudeau, Mr. Blackface himself, has some things to say that were very interesting in terms of the language here. Let's just read it all in context because I don't want to miss anything here. So it's that third tweet that I want to make sure we focus on, but I'm going to read it all the way through. Justin Trudeau says, and I quote, "Now is not the time to travel. If you have plans to head somewhere for the long weekend, cancel them. There are other, safer ways for you to connect with your family and friends. For those who need to travel, take note of the measures that are in place when you return to Canada." So, right out the gate, Mr. Trudeau says, no, you don't need to be traveling. Okay, if you travel, doesn't matter. I don't care. Cancel them. But you got measures you need to follow if you have to do it. Here he goes. He continues. He says, if you're flying back into the country, you'll need to show a negative PCR test before you board the plane. Then, when you land, you'll need to take another PCR. So you got to take a test to get on the plane and a test to get off the motherfucker. Oh man, that's interesting right there. Says you'll then have to wait at an approved hotel and at your own expense for the results to come back. So you come back into town, right? Get on the plane, take a test, you getting off it, take another test, and then you go into this hotel, which you gonna pay for. God damn. Then he continues on. This is the interesting part, the most interesting part right here. Says, if your results come back negative for COVID-19, you'll be able to head home and finish your mandatory quarantine there. So let's get to, again, test to get on a plane, to board it, test to get off. And once you get off, it doesn't even matter if you got 2 negative tests. You still got to go. We'll allow you to go home then. You'll get to go home, but you still got to quarantine. Oh, my God. Says if your tests come back positive, then you'll immediately need to quarantine, you'll need to immediately quarantine in a designated government facility or in designated government facilities. Recap, guys. Test to get on the plane, test to get off it. If those come back positive, you can't go home. Ain't no going home after the positive test. You have to go and you'll be quarantined in a designated government facility. Now, look, man, that sound like something. That sound a lot like something that's concentrated. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. And then he follows up with my favorite part of this. This is not optional. And for those of you that don't understand what government speak, that means if you resist, they will kill you. That's what that means. See what else he had to say. He says, if you're returning through our land border, you'll need to show a negative PCR test result that was taken within the past 72 hours. On top of that, you'll have to take a PCR test when you arrive, and you'll have to take another. That's 3 tests. We're on the 3rd test by now. And you'll have to take another one toward the end of your 14-day quarantine. So basically, you have to test negative 3 times before you're able to go on with your life. These border measures are some of the strongest in the world, and they're in place to keep you, your loved ones, and the community safe. Now, I recall when it came to migrants and stuff like that, Justin Trudeau had a little bit of a different position on that. Now, when it comes to the COVIDs, well, things have changed. Now he's a border hawk. It's interesting. Y'all know this is crazy as hell, right? 3 tests. And you go into a government facility. Now, we've seen it happening like in other countries, right? Where a lot of these are where the doom and gloomers say we should be more like isolated countries on islands like, I don't know, New Zealand and stuff, right? New Zealand, for those that don't know, they basically had internment camps to the point to where people were crawling out the sons of bitches trying to get out. They were trying to get out of. They were like risking their life to get out of them, right? You don't know if you see the videos, people literally crawling out, trying to get out of the damn government facility. Which, of course, is just for your own well-being. Get in the fucking boxcar. It's just for your own well-being. We're just trying to keep everybody safe here. When they do stuff like this, how can one think anything other than something else is going on? Like, how can you think something else? How can you not think something else? How can, you know what I'm saying? Like we see this going on, and you look at the survival rate of this virus and the reaction. Look, man, they don't match. It's not like we've done this any time throughout the course of recent human history. This doesn't make sense. So what else are we left to think that something else is at play? What? I mean, you could theorize yourself, but holy crap. Interesting. Take a test to get on a plane. Take a test to get off the plane. Got to quarantine either way. It's just whether one, it just depends on if it's positive or negative. Look, you're going to quarantine either way. But if it's positive, depending on if it's positive or negative, right? One you can do at home. The other, well, you're going to have to be transferred to what they call government facility. America ain't the only. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.